Hello everyone, my name is Christian and I'm a senior UX UI designer here at Wolfpack Digital. In our last design tutorial, my colleague Miro showcased how the use of symbols in Sketch can make a designer's life a lot easier. Now that we know the basics, I'm going to talk about nested symbols and the most efficient way to use them in your projects in order to streamline your design workflow. For this tutorial's purpose, I'm going to use the navigation bar as an example, in which we'll set different states for each navigation item, and later reuse them in just a few clicks via the Symbols tool in Sketch. Before we jump in, you can see what we're planning to achieve via nested symbols. This navbar doesn't currently use any nested structure, but we'll use it as a reference in order to build our more efficient navbar. Now, there are many ways to approach this, but usually the very first thing we do is create our layout for the navigation bar, as you can see here, and then build our nested symbol structure. If you've ever used Windows folder navigation before, you'll be really familiar with the structure we're explaining today. Basically, we have our navbar, which will be the main symbol, after which we set the individual symbols, which you can think of as children of the main symbol, and so on. Now we proceed with creating the structure as it follows. First, we group the navbar, which we did here, and then we convert it to a symbol. Let's call it navbar. We go to the symbols page, where we can already see the symbol we created. Now, the navbar has different items, and each item has a different state. We have to create a symbol for each. So we select the first item, which is dashboard. In our case, this is active. We convert it into a symbol. So we have item active. And then we duplicate it and we bring this to its idle state and rename it to item/idle. We remove the elements which make it active. In our case, everything will be in black. We'll take care of the icon soon as well. So as mentioned earlier, each item is now formed of different elements. We have the icon and we have the text. We don't have to convert the text into a symbol because Sketch already does that automatically. But we select the icon, we create a symbol. So we have icon, its state, in our case it's active, and the name of the icon, which is dashboard. Now we have the active state for each icon, and we create similar to the navigation item, its idle state. So we have icon/idle/dashboard. And in our case, the idle state will be in black. Now we go here, we select the icon in the idle item, and replace with document icon dashboard. There we go. So now we're gonna create the different icons, which we're gonna use later. The next one will be, as mentioned earlier, we're gonna use this as a reference, transfers. We copy the icon, paste it here. It's a bit bigger. So we have to be really careful about the size of each symbol. They all have to be the same size. So let's resize them. Let's bring it to 20 by 20 pixels and center everything. Now, rename each individual symbol to its correct name. You only have to rename the icon because we already have the nested structure. So we have icon active dashboard, icon active transfer. And here will be icon idle transfer. We update the colors. Okay, and now that we created our final structure, here's where you can actually see the analogy with the Windows folder structure that I mentioned earlier. As mentioned earlier, we only use this as a reference, so we can update everything accordingly. So we can actually delete this as well. And using the plus sign symbols, this document item active, we have dashboard. And if we duplicate it, right click, replace with item idle. And if you select each one of those, let's say the second item is not going to be dashboard, using the placeholder text, we replace it into transfers. And in the icon, we go for transfer. And so on. You can create your final navbar in a more efficient way. If we switch back to design, we can already see this updated. We can do the same here. Let's say we don't want transfers here. We also want dashboard, and we'll call it dashboard again. You repeat the same process for each individual icon and in each individual item. And there we go. We have our final and more efficient navbar to use in our design process. Thank you very much.